Hiya. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Hello. Yes, yes. Hello, Becky.
Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
Woohoo. Good stuff. I was worried. Zoom's been not very good so fingers crossed everything goes well. Okay. We probably have new faces because it's a different day. So people may have. Jeannie, you've been able to come, I think. She never can come, bless her. Okay, brilliant. Lots. Okay, we'll see how many we can get through. So, Sophie Terry.
Hey, Becky. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. I am. Thank you. Hope you two are as well.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. My today's question is about the heart symbol, like the emoji heart we use in text and so on. I was always wondering about the true meaning and who brought it into existence, so to speak, also because it doesn't really look like the shape of our real hearts,
The emoji heart?
Yeah.
That's such a weird question. That's probably one of the weirdest questions I've ever asked. But there we go. I do like weirdness. So,
yes.
Okay, the emoji heart, where does that come from? Like, so you're suspicious of the diagram, of the picture?
Yes, somehow, because like the peace symbol also has some like nefarious meaning. So I was always wondering about the heart symbol. If it's something good or not so good.
What is the heart? Let me have a look at it. I'm just going to send someone a heart. Hang on. Just looks like a normal heart. Just ignore your heart. Hang on. Okay. Heart. What? Okay, I'm just going to go with the flow with this because it feels like I'm going in other directions, that not the direction that you're asking, but it would kind of give us a sort of understanding. So every emoji that is sent, there is a kind of a data on it. Like it goes to like a supercomputer. Is it? And that supercomputer is kind of like an eye to humanity and what humanity is doing. And that is in itself a eye. And when I look at that eye, it's there's lots of layers to that eye. So you've got the reptilian eye, you've got the AI eye, and kind of like lower levels, like the human politicians, all those sort of things, kind of like to, and the thing of that is to manipulate, to understand so much so they can manipulate and control humanity in a way that they seem that will benefit them, not necessarily anybody else, just, benefit them. There has been the information that I'm receiving, what I'm telling myself is that there has been over time trying to simplify humanity in very simplified forms, where actually we're a very huge range of emotions, mentally and emotionally. There's so many frequencies within us, but they like to simplify it to get us to simplify ourselves. And actually we're quite amazing, but they don't want us to realize that. So the simplicity is also about dumbing us down, and really stop reflecting on the range of emotions that human beings have, which is in a range which is outstrips or the range is far wider than any, well, AI doesn't have it, and the reptilians have very little, just mental emotions that they have. And therefore they can't understand the range of emotions that a human being has. They can't feel it. They don't understand it. They don't understand the creativity. And therefore simplifying that, one is to keep us in going into their realm, but also so they can understand. As somebody that's happy, there's different types of happiness. There's different types of anger. There's different types of confusion, overwhelming. There's different, everybody is unique, but there's such a range of emotions that they just can't grasp or understand, as they just don't have it. This technology in the emoji world is to simplify, as they are unable to actually read, and therefore being in boxes where someone can be very have many emotions at the same time, which a supercomputer just can't understand. So the emoji itself, but the things that run it, or the information that's going to it, is very kind of manipulating, controlling energies that wish to control and manipulate humanity. Does that make sense?
Thanks for answering my weird question.
Super weird. But thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, darling. Marcel. Marcel there?
Yes, sorry, I was muted.
Hi.
Hi.
It's okay. Hi, sweetheart.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So I have a question, and the question is, when one talks about oneness, what is the meaning about it? Yeah, what is it? Is it an energy, frequency? What is the purpose? Actually, all the info you have about oneness and what's its role in this time we live in.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A oneness is a natural energy that we all are. It is a oneness of self, where there is no separation. There is no mental heart separation. There is no separation from who you are. This oneness is a consciousness level that you all have access to. However, being in the human form, you also don't experience this oneness within inside yourself, as most are separated from the heart, or there is separation from heart to mind, to heart to body, and therefore you don't experience the oneness within. The people that have decided to understand themselves and heal the aspects of themselves, of the disconnections to themselves, they are walking the road to oneness, where you'll feel the oneness within your being. It is when the masculine and the feminine and the physical body become one. They all radiate at a frequency that is of harmony with each other and work together in a oneness. The three energies become one within inside oneself. This energy is full of peace, harmony, and it is a empowerment that everybody is walking to, as it is when an individual reaches in the physical world an adulthood. Prior to this, they are still carrying childlike energies within them that separates the mind and the heart, and therefore stops them manifesting the life that they truly want and manifest situations they experienced as children. As people become into that oneness, this is when adulthood actually starts. If people reach it, are fortunate enough to reach it, they become one with inside themselves. This is where they manifest the life that has no trauma or past frequencies that they experienced in childhood. It is when they're in harmony with themselves, with their reality, and it is when they are at peace with themselves. It is also a knowingness of oneself, and also a happy, joyful energy, as there is no separation or a lacking or a there's no abuse, there's no victim energies, there's nothing like that. They've stepped into their own individual reality. You do have your microphones on. Can you turn them off, please? If you choose to walk the path, then that is where you're heading, to oneness.
Thank you. Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You take care.
Yeah, good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcel. Tanya.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Tanya.
So I have a question about the Matrix. How is doing the Matrix? How we are breaking it down? And also how the movies are related or similar to the real Matrix. The movies of the Matrix. How, if they are truthful.
That's a big question. There used to be a matrix system around the light bodies, and they used to, there was machines, and they'd put implants into the light bodies. They would separate the trauma and then put the trauma into these rooms, these holographic rooms. That's all broken down now. All we have is ourselves and what's within ourselves. The movie The Matrix, we can go and have a look at that. If you want. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, okay. So as I stand here, I see the movie, the first movie, The Matrix. The writers of this movie as I see the two writers of this movie, it's interesting because when I see writers or, you know, people that produce, if it's like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, they can really travel within their heart to understand the heart consciousness and see what's going on. But the writers of this movie it's coming from the mental side. So either they have been told the writers are not really the writers, they are imposters. I'm not sure. If you do have your microphone off, can you please turn it off, please? But I see it from the dark energies. Let's have a look at that. As I go into these energies, so the people that wrote that, they were quite low density. I love the film Matrix. I think it's an amazing movie, incredible movie. Sorry, it's really gonna. Who is it? That's just because it's so there. Rosie. Thanks. As I look at the dark energies from this movie, of the writing, so it's come from, so the intention of this movie. So I go to the other energy, like the Watchers, the reptilian energy. They wanted this movie outwardly. They wanted. Why did they want that movie outwardly? Why did they want to do that? Because it seemed that it would wake people up and not keep people asleep. They like to show off what they're doing. A lot of them are unseen, and therefore, but they have massive egos, and the egos also part of this is what's taking place. So a lot of that movie is coming from like a reptilian perspective. So I'm just going to, because Keanu Reeves' character of like being the one and not all that kind of thing. What is that? The biggest battle that they have or have had with the human race is them believing in themselves and trusting in who they are. Their psychic gifts, it outflaws the reptilians and the Watchers. They're able to reach heights of vibrations that they can't even comprehend, the frequencies that human beings can accomplish and overturn the dark frequencies is of the biggest threat that they have got, as their light that they live on is of the light of the human beings, and therefore their way of trying to control human beings is also through the mental perceptions and the belief structures. They know that human beings overall are much stronger and way more capable than the reptilians, the Watchers are, and it's only through their being out of physical sight that they have been able to manipulate and control the human beings in a way that they have dimmed their light and their understanding of themselves. They know that the oneness that everybody that have chosen to come here is everybody is walking, and that oneness is something that they can never achieve, as they have the inability to actually evolve them themselves, as they have they come from a parasitic energy and only know that way. They have the inability to actually start the process of evolving. Although they do have massive egos, and the massive egos lets us know through the movies of what they try to do to the human race and what's actually taking place. The people that wrote this movie had been overtaken by reptilian energy, and therefore they were writing kind of like hybrids. Their minds have been taken over by Repi, kind of channeled in by Repi energy. And therefore the Matrix is from a reptilian perspective. You shouldn't, your reality is down to you and how you perceive it. Unfortunately, through the conspiracy theories and how people perceive reality, they can be altered by other people's perceptions. And the perception is the biggest controller of the human race. Therefore, you have to come from oneself, how you perceive yourself, your truth. And as you see your truth, you will understand the truth of reality. It will be easy to see. People who don't trust themselves or don't want to look at themselves or understand the truth of who they are will automatically want to find the truth elsewhere outside of themselves. And therefore, they can be highly manipulated in the truth, highly manipulated by information outside of themselves or how reality is. To see your reality, to understand how reality is created, you first have to look at yourself and understand yourself. This is one aspect that the Watchers reptilians did not want you to do. They did not want you to understand yourself, your manifestations of why life has been the way it has, to understand your childhoods, to understand why you're here. It is one of your biggest understandings of yourself, and therefore once you understand that, then nobody can manipulate how you perceive reality. You know why you've manifested your reality the way it has. You come out of victimization and into empowerment, and that is not where they want you to be. If you look at the Matrix, everybody is locked into a area that they can't escape from. They are victims to the AI or to the vampires or to the controllers of the Matrix. But the truth is, you are not victims. You have everything that you need within yourself. To understand yourself, you break out of everything. And therefore, the empowerment that you're searching for is yours within you. You don't need one person to do it. Each individual has the power to change their reality, to understand their reality, to become empowered in their reality. And therefore, searching for that one person, you're also placing your empowerment in others, where the empowerment is yours. It always has been. Yeah, does that help?
Yeah, great answer. So we are breaking it down somehow,
Sorry?
or not? We are breaking it down, the Matrix.
Yeah. You've got your own you just have to understand yourself. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Justina.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
I want to do a journey on sun or suns. I want to just go deeper on the sun and her importance from Gaia perspective as an aspect of Gaia. You mentioned before that sun represents this belly button area where feminine meets masculine, and that's the place where manifestation happens. So, like, does the sun represents like this oneness energy in form, or is like sun both masculine and feminine? Like, and as we discover, the new Earth has two suns. So what does this second sun represent in Gaia consciousness? And how does living under two suns would affect our reality, like physical world, so like individual and collective level? And if we see the second sun after the bloom, or we're going to see it in our lifetime at all? So, and this, like next week, we're having this solar eclipse. So maybe we can take a look also like what process Gaia is going through every time when the sun as her aspect is eclipsing, like how it affects like the collective or Gaia. So whatever like you get, just investigation of the sun and suns or eclipses, what can we learn about ourselves and Gaia from evolutionary point of view?
Okay, I'll just see what I get. The sun.
Yeah.
Suns. Although the sun, you see the sun outside, out there. When you in the daytime, you see the sun shining. The sun is actually within inside her. So she takes me to the sun within inside her. the sun is a aspect of Gaia. It goes in and out. It's a consciousness, an individual consciousness within inside her, just like you have an organ, and it's like its own identity by itself. But it's a huge part of. If you didn't have it, then you're not going to survive. So it's as she takes me to the sun, and I see the movement of the sun. It's a very happy, joyful energy that I see, that I feel when I go in. I'll just ask about the changes that take place. She says the changes that take place are always changes, as there's always changes within a human being. There's changes in your body all the time. I'm just asking about the change in the following next week. Justina's talking about. The changes that overall in Gaia is getting stronger. There's a strength that is within her that I haven't felt before. She's showing me that all the planets to the universe itself is going through massive changes, and those changes that will be felt. There's going to be an energy rise as from next week, a frequency rise. She's showing me like a balloon, and it just rising up, and the frequency going much, much higher. These energy rises that are going to take place, and the effects of them will be felt by the people with their hearts open, who stay close to their emotional side and allow the frequencies to come in. They will burst through. This frequency change will be very, very positive. However, there may be aspects of this frequency change that will release negativity from the body, as it's going to be very healing. And the frequency changes may be perceived as negative, but it's actually very positive, because it's very cleansing, not only for your physical body, but for the atmosphere. These changes are also the cleansing of the air, to the water, to the soil. It's a frequency that hasn't been felt in the physical reality before, as the frequency, Gaia has never reached this frequency for a very long time, pre-reptilians. So these frequencies, that the Gaia that is changing, the sun is going to be much stronger, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's more light, more sun, more strength from the sun. This will have more of a positive effect on human beings, as the sun is a very healthy, needed for the physical body, and therefore the way the human body reacts to the sun will have a very positive effect, very healing. So not only will the healing from the physical to the body, but within the body, outside, so both sides. Just talk about the second sun. She now takes me to the second sun. It is perceives a lot smaller. She's saying that's not the case. It's just the sun is already there, but it's the frequency that, depending on the frequency that we have, or depending if we see it or not. There's many things in your atmosphere that you don't see due to the frequency levels of oneself and also of Gaia. And therefore, just like as you rise in frequency, Gaia rises in frequency, you will start to see things that you haven't seen before. This will include the second sun. The second sun is already there, but the visuals of it is not. For many, anyway. The two suns, they're like twins. They're both connected, like a twin energy. How does this? It's balance. It's to do with balance of Gaia and help the balance of the sun and of Gaia herself. How this has affected the lack of sun or the lack of the second sun. The humanity has had to work very, very hard due to the imbalances within themselves. And those imbalances has made the feminine energy far more, taking on far more. Humanity's taken on way more. Remember, feminine energy is everybody. Everybody has feminine energy. This doesn't mean men, women. The feminine energy is all of us. It's who we are. And therefore, humanity has taken on far more because of the imbalances within, not only just within one person, within the home, to the universe itself. Therefore, balancing out, the rise in frequency will balance Gaia, balance all of us. Therefore, life won't be hard. It will be easy. Things become easier. Manifestation becomes easier. Knowing oneself becomes easier. Healing becomes easier. Everything becomes easier. If you think of what you've been under as a human race to Gaia, to this universe, you have been parasitic off. Therefore, you have not only been trying to keep alive this universe, but you have also been siphoned off to keep alive another universe. Therefore, your energy has been used and abused and taken off this universe, and therefore you've worked with very little, even though you're doing all the work. Therefore, the jobs that you have had in this reality has also represented that. The family home has represented that. People feel that they're doing so much, but they gain so little. The financial system has worked that. Everybody feels these imbalances within their life because they affect not just oneself or the family, but the whole universe at large. With the rise of Gaia and the rise of the frequencies, that will not take place anymore. You will be in a home where you feel appreciated and loved, where everybody is doing their reality, but everything will be harmonized, and what you give out, you'll also get back. It won't be hard work. Things will be so much easier. The slog of life, the difficulties of life will disappear, and the easiness and the stride to live, it's just everything becomes easy. With that, you're able then to enjoy life far more, the magic of life. You'll also won't be so tired or so frightened, that you're able to open your eyes to see more light in your reality, where you're able to see the beauty of your reality. You have coming from a slave system, and that slave system has stopped you seeing the beauty of yourself, as you've been working so hard to bring the light out, but not actually benefiting from the light, as it being siphoned off into another realm to keep another reality alive. That is now gone. And as Gaia rises, you'll see the benefits, and you won't have to work so hard. things become balanced, joyful. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah. And Becky, so sun it's both genders. It's masculine, feminine, like in one.
Yeah, I didn't. It just felt really like happy and joyful. I didn't get.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
great. So thank you so much, Becky.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye. Amber.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. So,
Hi.
I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that answer because I know you went into a lot about Gaia with the sun question. But specifically about Gaia, you had mentioned that she had cut a major cord that she had to the old world about a week ago. And so I just was wondering if you could check in and see where she's at with her whole detachment process and how it's going.
Okay. Guys asked me to go really high up, so outside of this universe, go really high into the oneness energy. That's where she's going to, but it's she's not there yet. But she wants me to go into that energy to look. Everything is frequencies. You are made up of frequencies. Gaia is made up of frequencies, and those frequencies create an identity of oneself. You all have an identity in this reality, but that identity, physical, is just made up of many different frequencies within inside yourself. As I see Gaia from this angle, from this high up, I see her in her frequencies, but I also see a strip of denser frequencies that's tried to stop her evolution. You call the reptilians, the watchers, the dark reality. They're lived off Gaia, and that means living off everybody here on Gaia, to keep that their universe alive, as they don't have the inner light of themselves. They lost their hearts, and because of the genetic engineering into their world, they've also lost the ability to connect to a heart. They are unable to change or to evolve through the genetics. They've played God, and the playing of God has also stopped them from evolving their mental minds. Has deemed from this perspective never been able to change, won't be able to change. It creates a way in. They have created a window onto our reality to take over the minds of individuals, human beings. They have used humans as puppets to benefit themselves in order to manipulate the energy, so the energy gets funneled in a certain way. And the politics to the way of living to all that is to distract you from what they're actually doing. There was recently a disconnection from that world, from Gaia. So at present, Gaia is rising up. She's saying it's a smooth ride, like it's not difficult. However, it's like she's saying she's taking it slowly. So she's going up, but she said the Rep-P world are trying to attack. So they attack her. There's no worry or concern as she's very strong. But it's a process that's taking place at present. As I see from this point of view, I see the old reality, dark reality, and it's like a fishing rod. They're trying to get to her core to siphon off. But as I see the reppies, they're all like screaming for help, like they're all dying. There's one main reppy, like he's got a fishing rod kind of trying to get to her core, but he can't hook on. He will have to surrender at one point, but she's saying that she doesn't know how it's going to go. She's giving me two scenarios. Either he's going to give up because he can't get there, or or Gaia will do something. There's some sort of energetic bang. But after that, she's saying that then she rises much faster. So how does that change the physical reality? How are we going to see what's going to happen? What is predicted to happen in the physical? So what we're going to see in the physical reality. When I ask that question, I'm in the oneness. I'm in all this beautiful energy, on this beautiful light. And as I step into this oneness, I'm just adjusting, hang on. I was expecting to see like chaos on Earth, but I'm being told to feel. And as I start to feel, I just feel really smiley and joyful and happy, and that energy that is at Gaia's core really comes out. It really starts to integrate, and the people, it's like I see Care Bears, you know, Care Bears, and they've got their bellies and they go, well, this energy comes out, but it's actually the hearts and the energy, the frequency, the high frequencies that she is going to just all penetrates, not through the people and also around, as it gets penetrated through the suns and the clouds and the trees and it just all this high frequency energy. The things change around us, light, so much light. It's all really sunny and beautiful. Things become a lot easier in life. Things aren't hard or difficult. Manifestation, just everything just starts to flow. And the people on that flow, with their hearts open and allow that energy to come through them, they also experience the flow in their lives. Everything becomes a lot easier. What they need, what they desire also starts to come through. They things just become really beautiful. And I'm just asking what happens to the people that don't feel this. Does this, I think this is the start of the new reality. Because when I ask about the people, they're like, they're different, like, but they're sort of the people that have been taken over by the reppies and everything like that, the half-breeds, the politicians, all those types of people, they're kind of falling and they're holding on, but they can't hold on anymore. The TV turns off, see the connection, the TV connection, the manipulation, the false, the disinformation, the people that I'm going to save the world, all those shitty people that disempower everybody else are there, and just I just see them like trying to hold on to a cliff, but they're going to fall. And to see them like they're human, but they the human reppies. I keep saying a human, and then they turn into a reptilian, and so you're going to see the truth, because the light shows up the truth. The truth will be fully complete. The truth of humanity, the truth of what's happened to humanity, the truth of, you see people and you'll see the true intention of who they are. Nothing is hidden, nothing is secret, everything is open, and things change on a mass scale, where people want to understand themselves. They want to understand who they are, so they can feel the light and be the light that they naturally are. They want to heal, then they see the light of others, they want that light. Although they can bathe in other people's light, but the whole psyche of the human race is going to completely and utterly change. It's not going to be about how much money or you've got in the bank, or the jobs, or the, all that. It's going to be like who we are, and how, the power within, and the gifts that we have, and how to bring them out into the open, to understand oneself, and to see each other in the beauty that we all are. It just feels massive, in massive changes are coming, like really soon, to the point, like it feels really emotional. It feels so close. Yeah, so it's slow at the minute, as I should have said, patience. But when that comes, like next week after, she just shoots up really in high frequency. You will notice. Like, I don't think we can not notice. If this is what I'm hoping this is what I'm seeing is right. But yeah, this is what I'm seeing.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Whew. Okay, Sigrid. Sigrid there?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. I am just curious about Norway. It seems like the government, there's this sort of like sense that they're sort of like gripping down on us in a sort of financial way. There's this thing that happens when you take out money, you take out cash in Norway, or you have any kind of like unexpected sort of movement in your bank account, and they ask you they have to ask you, like, why are you using this money, and it just seems like, and then there's more like additional taxes on companies for each employee. I mean, there's like all kinds of weird, maybe I'm just noticing it now, but I just wondered if you can look into the Norwegian government and the financial system in Norway. What's actually, what is the intention? What's going on, in a way? Could you take a check?
Yeah. Okay, as I asked that question, then I referred to the denser reality. The banks have got reserved to their with the disconnection from Gaia, they've got it's going to be represented into the physical reality and how the banks work the money. And therefore the reserves of actual money is dwindling. And they know they're running out of time for the financial system to completely collapse. This is worldwide. Therefore, the movement of money is being ultra censored and like looked upon, and people are being blocked or monitored because there is no money. There's panic in the banking world. obviously I'm seeing it on a very small scale to help me understand this, but the fear in them is immense. I feel it all in my chest and my throat, like, you know, it's kind of like it's complete fear of what's taking place, and where they're going to, like, I just see, like, I'm seeing it simplified. So seeing like a room, like there is no money, there is no money. Then I see like it goes black and the internet goes down, the computers go down, everything just goes. It feels even like the power system goes, like it's just this is the old reality. This is another reality. You are still experiencing or seeing the old reality because of the frequency level that Gaia is at. But once she goes up in her frequency, that reality disappears also. You only see that reality because of the frequency level that Gaia is at. So Gaia's here, so you've got two realities. And as she moves up, you won't see that reality anymore. It just won't be in your space. It disappears. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Interesting. No, yeah, totally interesting. That resonates a lot. Great.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
honey.
welcome. You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Richard.
Hello, Becky. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, sweetie. How are you?
Good, good, good. Okay, so today I would like to ask kind of like what you do for celebrities, but about a famous physicist named Richard Feynman. Have you heard of him?
No.
Well, he's famous in physics. And I think it'll be good because a lot of people have been asking about nuclear stuff like the nuclear bomb and Chernobyl and whatnot. And I kind of just want to hear about he worked on the Manhattan Project for the H-bomb. And I kind of just want to know about his life, because in some ways he must be kind of like Einstein, keeping us in a box or something. But then, I don't know, he's a really smart guy. So I just kind of like want to hear what he thinks about his life. Like science, some parts of science have to be real because we have bridges and helicopters, you know, so I don't know.
Okay. Rich, is he dead or alive?
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
He's dead. Richard, someone? Richard?
Richard Feynman.
Feynman. Richard Feynman. His soul is not in this universe. Like it's dark. It's like a Repi energy.
Whoa.
So Repi is a Repi energy tonight. Yeah. So he's blocked himself out, and I'm not going to go near him, but he wouldn't let me in anyway. It's not an energy of light. So I see the soul, and he's basically, the energy is like, get away from me, don't come near me kind of thing. There's no way this man's going to talk to me. This energy is going to talk to me, but he's in the other reality, dark reality. He had a human mother, and so he comes from a reptilian line. Just seeing what I can see from this afar. He did, so his ideas came from outside of this reality. He was programmed or controlled by Repi energy, but he also stole ideas, information, and passed off his own. So this is, he had no human mother, but he had no interest in the heart consciousness at all, feelings, waste of space, waste of time. With these type of people, they have a ego and also a perception that they've come to Earth to help Earth, and like an ego, a really big ego. But it also comes from the Repi energy or being that controlled him. So he was like a puppet. So I see like a huge reptilian behind him, kind of like puppet on a string kind of thing. So the intelligent mind that he had was an alien intelligent mind. It didn't come from an intelligence of heart consciousness at all. So this was like a hybrid man. He does not take responsibility for anything that's happened negatively. It is just, yeah, not a good energy. I won't go anywhere near him, really.
Holy crap,
Sorry.
that's amazing. No, that's great. I wasn't expecting that. That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can take care, Richard. Katia.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, sweetheart.
I'd like to ask you if you'd like to journey again to those light beings who you met before.
Mm-hmm. The ones in the oneness energy. You want me to?
Yeah, the
What
ones
do you want
that you
to
met.
ask?
It's so impressive. They came when the matrix was kind of strong here. So yeah, I'd like to know. I'm curious. Do they always take on same physical appearance on Earth, or they can materialize in whatever human appearance they want? And I kind of find it so cool because they have the best of both worlds. They can just pop in and pop out of this reality without fully incarnating into a life. Sounds like they didn't fully commit to living a life. Yeah, I want that too.
Yeah.
all my life, I was actually always wondering. What I'd like to ask is, how do you materialize and dematerialize, like bending the light, the energy, and can they share, if they can share maybe some tips and practical advice? Because if they come here, then they can understand some practical aspects of living life here. And what's their role? So they observe and they come in whenever it's necessary to adjust personal and collective timelines. Maybe they can talk also about their role, like the benefit of them.
Okay.
Of their existence. Yeah.
Okay. So these are it was a few Q&As back, and started connecting to this area like back in March, I think. March. Just a really high energy of like oneness. But I met one of these beings as human form back when I was 27. So it came up in a Q&A. It was really emotional. And they kind of came in and like kind of overtook a physical body. I just ask. So as I get to that frequency, it's just light everywhere, but I know there is beings, light beings. I can't see them, but I can feel them. They're kind of welcoming me in. Just a bit more. The oneness that you're experiencing at present is a oneness that everybody is connected to. the evolution of consciousness to understand the oneness, and that you can be at any one place at any one time, that you can live multiple of lives and still live in the oneness and be in the oneness. This, as you're talking to me now, however, I'm living many different lives in different physical realities throughout the multi-universes. The connections that we have here on Earth is connections through the drive of people wanting these connections. We never go where we're not invited or needed. The connection of Gaia wanting and needing to evolve at the strength that she did, the desperation, she also sent out many signals of help. The help to get to the oneness, to the understanding of self, and therefore the multi-universe was all involved. It's just showing me how they materialize here on Earth. I see direct light, like shooting stars coming from the oneness down to the physical reality. Depends on how they materialize. Things can look physical and not be physical. A physical being in your reality doesn't mean that it's actually a human being. But the light can, and your understanding can help perceive this way. We can also, so it's like the materialization of a physical body here on Earth can materialize, but it looks physical, but it's not. It's not like a real body born on Earth has to live and die. It is just for temporary measures. These are the amazing abilities that consciousness can do, of the materializations of the physical reality, but not having to actually go through the process. But this can only be done at short periods of time in the past, due to the detection of the high frequencies in your physical reality. Visiting Earth was very tricky, dangerous, not for oneself, but the people, the actual people living there. The ability to believe in oneself and trust oneself, the basis of consciousness. Believe that you can do what you wish to do. As you start to practice and start to become aware that you are physical, but you are physical in many places, that your energy, it goes out far and wide, that you're connected to everything that is. As you start to understand this and feel this through your being, and ask to travel with an instant thought and be somewhere where you're already there, but changing the perspective of where you are becomes the norm. You are made up of millions of frequencies, and those millions of frequencies you are learning to feel, you're learning to understand. These frequencies also you can control and manipulate the frequencies. There's many things that you can do that many believe are impossible. But first, you are starting at the frequencies of learning to actually be human in a human body. And therefore, you are at a basic level on manifestation. As you rise through that levels, you will be able to do anything that you wish to do. But you have to start somewhere. You have all the knowledge and understanding within inside you. However, you do have higher frequencies that monitor the understandings of self, of the abilities that you have within you, as you have to learn so much before you get to understandings. It's like you don't start university education at preschool level, your minds would not be able to cope with the information. And therefore, understanding yourself, healing, and getting to yourself to a oneness state, to adulthood, is the first part of your journey. But also part of that journey is the knowing that you are energy and that you can, in fact, be in many places at any one time. In fact, you are in many places at any one time, and you can direct your energy anywhere. You too can go into the high frequencies of oneness. You can travel there. But the main point is to bring it to you, to become it, to become one with it, to accept where you are. People wish to jump. This slows down the evolution as you're not accepting where you are. But you first have to accept the being that you are, the human. How can you play with these energies when you don't accept the body that you're in? Therefore, accepting the human being that you are is a first step in allowing the beautiful energies to come in. If you refuse the human body, then how can you bring in the beautiful energies into your beautiful body? I'm going higher up. As you go higher up into the oneness, the energy disperses. It's less condensed. The particles are everywhere. It's space, no time. Freedom. And there's lots of play, and although it's like understanding the seriousness of life and how the struggles that have been in the physical reality, we're very much aware. The frequencies of the dense frequencies that everybody is attached to, the oneness is also attached to the dense frequencies, although they don't as affected. But once the universe is free, will set so many other universes free from the dense frequencies that have governed your reality. This will bring round a energy of freedom is for all and not for a certain few, and that everything is possible. Freedom is for all and everything is possible has been dampened down in your reality due to the reptilians, to the dark reality. On your path, the first is to accept where you are at every time, accepting where you are. And also that everything is possible. That you are a human being, but you're also non-physical. However, you've chosen to be a human being at this time, and it's very important, as you bringing in the new energies, as you are all portals, you also bring up the physical frequencies, and therefore the freedom that you're all wishing and the possibilities of endless possibilities, that it's all there within you. But you also have to believe and trust yourself in it. And accept where you're at, it's just showing me, Katia, that you can get to these high frequencies, you're attached to them, but it's like you have to accept being human first.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Patricia.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Patricia.
So my question is, the energy of oneness that we're all working towards, is that the energy of the heart? And what I'm wondering is, like the reppies and the dark, if the light is strong and ultimately, you know, where is supposed to be the strongest that everyone is headed to, how it seems like the dark energy has had like an edge on the light, like their level of awareness, like their level, I don't know how to say this, like their level of awareness seems to be so much more astute than the light beings, that they were able to just get in there and manipulate everybody and separate everybody from themselves. And like it seems like they've been able to cause so much havoc when they're the denser beings. But like, how as light beings have we been so unaware that they've been able to just get in there and like wreck us? You know what I mean? And in trying to reconcile within ourselves and getting back to that oneness, why it's so dang hard, you know? So I'm just wondering how they've been able to be such a low vibrational energy, but yet being able to get such an upper hand with all of us and control so much for so long, you know, and really make the light beings just struggle while they just like bled them dry.
That's a big one. I'll just go into my wise self and see what comes out. Okay, so the first energy that I feel when I go into this question is innocence, the innocence of oneself. You take a child and they're innocent and they trust the energies around them. But if the energies are of bad intent, the innocence can be so strong that they don't see that, and therefore the innocence of that child can get ruined by the dark energies that are manipulating the hang on, Gaia's just come in. Before the reptilians came at play, the watchers and the reppies and the AI, the innocence of myself was new. There was no energies, dense energies that I had experienced manipulation or abuse. It wasn't predicted or never a fear of this was going to happen. naivety, or stupidity. It just wasn't frequencies that one had or experienced, but through the betrayal, there was a massive betrayal. She's saying that as Earth came alive and the physicality of the Earth, and as she started to join the masculine in the physicality, there was deception energy that got into the masculine energy, the mental mind, the physical. They were waiting for Gaia. How did they keep? This is not the only universe that they have abused and manipulated and controlled. They have done this for a very, very, very long time. They are experts in their field. They have very strong techniques which they use over and over again, and have succeeded many, many times in siphoning off, parasiting off universes in order to keep their universe alive. The innocents haven't been able to combat that, although the innocence has been needed in order to evolve, and therefore it's been a very tricky road of keeping the innocents alive and safe, but also mentally becoming far more clever and aware of the tactics that the reptilians use in order to keep the consciousness controlled. As the evolution of consciousness on the physical form has at points stopped or at a very slow pace, it has been very difficult to break free from the energies. Hence the call for the help throughout the universes to help. This has allowed more intelligence and more light to come in to show up the deceptions that have taken place over humanity. Also, seeing the truth of things can be very painful, as the truth sets you free, but also can be very difficult to see. And therefore, it has had to be a process, a slow process. They've also used their great hypnotists, deceptions, to use mind control to take over the minds of the human race, to deceive them, to disempower them while they're deceiving them, and to create perceptions of reality that would benefit them and not the collective. As humanity carries on, the mental mind, the frequencies carry on from generation to generation. As you come into a frequency field that your father passed down to you and your mother. They don't just stop because your mum and dad pass over. You carry that line down. So the manipulation and the deceptions that happened many years ago can still be effect of today. And therefore, that understanding has allowed them to take over generations and work very hard, very far ahead of predictions of what's going to take place, as they understand the mental waves of the individuals that go down, and as they're giving the minds of their minds, the Repi minds, to the human beings, they understand the developments that will take place in the human beings as they are becoming humans becoming down the road of being reptilian. And therefore they understand how to also control the reptilian mind and predict what will take place. They've also heightened or valued the mental mind far more important, because that is where they control. And therefore, in your reality, the mental mind has been put up on a pedestal and the female energy has been below it. And this is the segregation between the masculine and the feminine, and also the separation between you and your mental mind and yourself. There has been many ways that they have deceived, manipulated, and abused consciousness. They're very good at it and very clever. And it is only through the help, this sheer drive, determination of Gaia and everybody here, human people that wish, and the other universes involved, to become free from these energies. It hasn't been easy. Just think of your own path and how difficult it is to look at yourself, to look at the truth of things. Imagine being a planet, feeling responsible for every life here on Earth, and looking at the sorrow and the pain and the deception that is taking place and having to take responsibility for it. It is not an easy path to see the truth. And as a mother, feeling responsible for the children and the universe, it hasn't been easy. However, to see the truth of oneself does break you free, as truth gives you choices and understandings that allow more of the higher frequencies to come in. You have magicians that have played deceptions and false realities around the human race, and also so much abuse that's kept Earth in so much fear that it's not been so frightened to see the truth. There's been many layers of many reasons why Earth has been trapped. Yeah. Does that help?
Yes, I would imagine that you know, they say like shame and guilt are like the lowest, densest emotions that so many of us carry, and it makes me wonder if like we all didn't take on a certain amount of self-blame for being naive and innocent, that we allowed this, you know, that this happened, this whole shit show happened to all of us, you know. And I wonder if that didn't even like set us on like just a cyclical thing where, you know, while we went deeper into self-blame and maybe self-loathing, they were able to become even more masterful at what they were doing, while we became the batteries for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And whatever Gaia feels, it filters through every single one of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Amazing.
So we're beating ourselves up, and they're.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're feeding them, and they're like, yay, yay, they're doing we don't even have to work that hard. We got them working for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank you, Patricia. See you. Take care. Amelia.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, sweetheart. I don't think I've heard you on a Q&A before.
But
I could be wrong.
Okay, I have a word question for you. So this past Wednesday, October 4th, and this is in America, FEMA did a nationwide test, okay, through all mobile devices. So all the phones were going wee, wee, wee. And that was the official story. There's some military people that have come out on the side saying basically the theory is this, that they're gonna want to do another lockdown because they have more vaccines to give us, whatever, and they don't want to release a virus because they can't control it. So with all the 5G towers that they've been putting up like crazy in the last 3 years, they're going to emit a frequency that's basically hurtful to humans and create these that way. And that's how they're going to kind of scare people again and yada, yada, yada. And so the question is, like, how true is this? And if so, will it affect everyone? Or some people are saying it will affect people who got the vax more because they have graphene oxide in them, whatever. And then how far away from a 5G tower would you need to be? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, so you want me to have a look if they're going to release a the lockdowns, vaccines?
Well, it's the frequency that I'm particularly interested. Supposedly, it's already happening. That they're already released this frequency 5G towers, and it takes a while for people to get sick. So it's kind of like happening now, supposedly.
Oh, okay. 5G towers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
America, but also, from what I understood, also in Europe, in the Western world. Yeah.
Western world, 5G towers, a frequency. Okay. Ask about that. Okay, so this is in like the other reality, but there does seem to be something dodgy going on. I thought, oh, this is going to be false or something, but I do see energy. It's like they're trying to create a web of energy and create a sickness. So there's a certain frequency that emits outwardly that creates like say all these. So I see like the human race, so people going around there every day, but then there's like a layer of frequency above, in the sky that's kind of dense down. So you think like the internet frequency everywhere, and the frequencies around that we have, and this is like another layer of it. But the intention behind this layer that I see, there's something odd with it. What I'm seeing is that they can't turn it off. They're trying to kind of lose control over it. And what's going to happen? It's really weird. So I'm seeing, right, they kind of this so I'm seeing that this frequency goes out, or it is out. Is it now? And then I see the effects it has on people. It does affect their physical health. I see people coughing. I'm not seeing people dying, but I see their health get worse. But then I see like them can't get it off, like they lose control over it or something. There's something. But I also see ETs coming in and taking it down. So I see like them taking it out, the ETs taking it out, and then it gets shut off. So whatever they're kind of trying to do, if what I see is correct, it's not going to work in the fact that they can't, and nobody knows. It's like they don't know who's done it. These extraterrestrials. Let me just see at these extraterrestrials. They look human. These ETs. I mean, they could be human. I don't know, but they're in like ET ships. So, so who's behind this? Then it's like the drug companies. Why are the drug companies behind this? Because they want to vaccinate people, and then also medicate people in other areas because of the sickness. And who's behind? And why is that? One is like money. Depopulate. So yeah, there is kind of like a very kind of yucky agenda, but when the ETs get involved and take it down.
Interesting. So, okay, so for me personally, I'm out in the desert. The nearest 5G tower is pretty far away, and they're saying like that all the birds will fly away when they feel this frequency, which makes perfect sense. And I have lots of birds, so I think I'm okay here. But I have a lot of friends living in Los Angeles, and I'm just like, whoa. Like, is there a proximity to 5G towers that I should warn people about, or?
The thing is, let me go into this, because there is two realities taking place. So one reality of empowerment. So it's like, now the two realities are kind of like can overlap one another. So you can speak to your neighbor or have a friend next door that have a different. One is like conspiracy theories. We create our reality from the beliefs that we have. Now, what you've read or what you've discovered is also in the old reality. You don't have to be in that reality or experience that reality, because you can live within your heart, and you know that actually heart consciousness, you have the ability to heal. You're way more powerful than any frequency outside of you, that technology, that you have the ability to heal yourself. There is so it's keeping close to yourself. If you go into the disempowerment, you become frightened of your reality. You become frightened of masculine energy, fear. You start to then become frightened of your reality, you become very vulnerable. Then you can go into that old frequency. So
basically,
one is like, just turn off the conspiracy theories. Like, don't read it. Yeah, it messes with your mind. It's like, it makes you vulnerable, makes you frightened. And when you're frightened, the heart consciousness goes in, and then you like get scared. I wouldn't. You're awake enough that you're not ever going to get a vaccine. Do you know what I mean? You'll never get a vaccine.
A radio station, like if you're tuned into that radio station, you'll hear the music. But if you just choose not to tune into that radio station, it's not affecting you. Kind of.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly like that. I mean, you think of it, people are informing you of stuff that's going on, and they're doing it for the, because it's what's best, but also they're taking you into that dense frequency. And so just stay away from it. It's like, get on and do your own thing, your own life. And if something does trigger you, so this is triggered, like, oh my God, well, where did that? It's like looking at yourself, because it's probably triggered something inner in you, where we can have a look on Purple session. I'll see you next. Yeah. But don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you, Becky.
Yeah. Okay, darling. Take care. Peter?
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask about musician Kurt Cobain of the the pop rock, so-called grunge rock band of the 90s. It was very influential for me at the time. I mean, in my early teens, and I formed indie rock bands based on that. And then when he died, it was a pretty sudden thing. But not to make this personal, but just in terms of his music, the impact it had, his life. He supposedly shot himself at the age of 27. So again, it's that 27 club stuff. And then the drummer from his band, Dave Grohl, went on to much fame and fortune in the Foo Fighters, and his wife, Courtney Love, I think, made a lot of money out of it too. So just what do you have to say about his music, his influence, his death would be interesting.
Okay, sure. Kurt Cobain. Okay, so he's invited me in as I come over. He's kind of obviously he's greeting me as the guy, the identity that, because I've gone at a soul level. So in our soul, we keep all our identities that we've lived, but he's greeting me as Kurt Cobain. He takes me to the beginning of his life. He's telling me that he's been on Earth so many times. He's lived very hard lives. There's been very through belief structures. He's felt like he's been like trapped. He's felt I've been trapped here on Earth, kind of feeling like, well, the belief I've been trapped, and therefore my lives have been very, very hard. I've had to believe I've had to suffer in order to live, and therefore my life as Kurt Cobain was also a lot of suffering. I grew up with very little parenting or love. I was a bit lost as a small child, so I see parents there, but I don't see like a connection, kind of. And interesting, he walks the line in the middle, which is unusual. I've seen Prince do this as well. So it seems like very creative people from very early on, they can walk, they keep the masculine and the feminine, but usually people hide either in the mental mind or in their hearts. It's very rare that I see people walk. Well, I've seen it with Prince. So as he's walking this line, he knew he wanted to do music at a very early age as a child. So he's showing me, like, as he gets into music, he's kind of really laid back. So like the ambition and even though where he's got to is quite amazing. He said it kind of lots of things happened that, you know, he wasn't like driven, like really like I want to be, you know, known and famous and all those things. He said it was really, he's showing me like drugs, and when the drugs kicked in, and it was quite hard drugs. Let's have a look at those. He said he believed that the drugs helped him with the music and writing the music and his expressions. And therefore he was able to get to a certain frequency where he was able to express through the music when he took drugs. So a lot of the music he did when he was high, wrote the music. He's showing me meeting Courtney. He's quite a shy, I would say, very shy guy. Like this guy he's shy. He's not like, you know, an alpha male at all. He's like shy and kind of likes a quiet life, doesn't want trouble, but seems to be around trouble. You know, seems like low density, like he would never get into a physical fight. He's not that type of person. He's like kind of peacemaker, I'd say. Courtney's crazy, so saying she's crazy, but he was very attracted to that. He said it appeared as confidence. She would, and it kind of lifted him out of this shyness, because she kind of took this like crazy energy and was confident to do whatever she wanted, and it was like this kind of awe of God. She's got this fearlessness that he said he was riddled with fear, and she didn't appear to have any fear. She could do or whatever she wanted to do, and they connected, but she was the far more dominant one, who's easily, like, you know, she said jump, he would. She just showed me divorce papers. Oh, he's showing me, I think this is his death. Courtney's there, and I'm in a room, and he's basically been tied to a chair. Courtney's there, and this other man is there. Courtney's going crazy. She wants papers, some sort of paper, something. And he's saying he wants a divorce or something. He wants like a separation, a divorce, something. And she's going crazy in the house trying to find some sort of paperwork, as they're going upstairs and going through all the drawers. And he said they didn't have plans to kill me, but they did, because she couldn't find the paperwork. And she just said, kill him. Why did you want to divorce? He said she was fucking everybody. She slept with all his friends, associates. She's a very abusive woman, this woman. He had no fire in his belly to live, though. He it felt like he gave up a long time ago. So how come Courtney's not, she never got done with your murder, so why is that? He goes, they know, everyone knows. Music executives covered it up. They paid police officers off. Police officers, detectives know they got paid off. Why? Money. There's something to do with contracts or insurance, and if he killed himself, then, or if he was murdered, it would been, I don't know, there's some sort of, it's like money involved. The guy that was in the band that's in Foo Fighters, he knows. He says, he doesn't like him. Kurt doesn't like this man. He's a bully. Greed. Nothing to do with the death of Kurt, but also does protect. It hasn't done anything to bring the truth out or anything like that. So that guy has got, he's got a very reptilian mind about him. I'm just going to ask her, what did he learn from his life, or what did he now shows me his daughter. He has a daughter. Courtney's, he wants to protect his daughter, but his Courtney's very abusive. Would say that suffers from a lot of, well, mental health, psychotic energy, and daughter is very much attacked by Courtney. Courtney makes her feel like that she's nothing, and he wants her daughter to know that the daughter came from his heart, that not to believe what her mother tells her, that she's beautiful. Then he wishes that she understands the beauty of herself, and he's very proud of her because she hasn't gone down the abusive part. She can see that her mum is not mentally well, but she has been battered by her emotionally all her life. Yeah. Oh, sad. Very sad. Okay, Peter. Okay. Who else? Anne Rice.
Yes. Oh, wait. Okay, here I
Hi.
am. Here
Hi.
I am, I think.
Hi.
This is a little video. Hi, Becky. Yeah,
Hi.
that was kind of sad. That was sad. I hope that his daughter figures things out. But the question I've had for a little while is that I would love for you to, you visited her once before. It's Anastasia. I don't know if you remember that. She's in this series of book called The Ringing Cedars of Russia. Anastasia.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
visiting her once before. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I would love for you to, because I think she has a very important part. I mean, we all do with this shift, but she's like kind of like a little bit more like you. Basically, she's very, very conscious, and she has a lot of those natural abilities that we have lost, right? And but I think she's very prominent in trying to help Gaia, basically, with what's going on. And I would just love for you to check in on her, and just because these books are kind of outdated now, it's been a while, and just to see what her current view is on what's going on, and if her plan is is working.
Okay. Is she alive? Is she passed?
She's alive. She's alive, and she has 2 children. I mean, as far as I know, she's alive, and she has a son and a daughter as well. So, yeah.
Okay, I'll just go out and soul level then. She'll talk to me. Okay, so at a soul level, so I ask her, she's very light, very beautiful, very different from Kurt's energy. Hang on. She invites me in. She says, I keep myself to myself here on earth. What I deem is important is what I focus on. And therefore, my individual life, I am not searching or understanding. I accepting where I am and who I am, that I have done what I came here to do, the main points, and now I'm living my life to how I wish to live it. I connected to Gaia, as everybody is, and I feel the frequencies and the changes, and very happy with the progress that's taking place. I have been a messenger, and I have enjoyed that part that I've played, and been able to help people understand Gaia, to understand Mother Earth, to understand and value oneself and the connections that we have within ourselves. I live in my frequencies, and I am not distracted by the outside frequencies anymore. My heart is in the books that I have written. and it feels that either she writes poems as well or something. There's little poems that she does. She still writes, but in I see her putting poems that she's done framed up in her house, and to remind her of her connection to herself. We all have parts to play, and those parts, I am proud I played, and I played beautifully, but I've done that part, and I can also, the part that I'm playing now is to be in my energies, to be connected to fully who I am, and also trust Gaia, as it's not just down to me or you, or it's down to all. Once Gaia has come into the higher frequencies, she's saying that she will connect more on a more outside thing. It will become more like, either she'll become more public, I'm not sure, but it's like I see Gaia rising and the higher frequencies, and then she comes outside, like she'll venture outside, talking to people, and it seems that the higher frequencies will bring in people that haven't read the book before, and they read her books before, and that will be where she comes out again, kind of thing, and becomes far more known for the work that she has done. And then that also she'll be working.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So Caroline.
Yay. Hey, Becky, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you, honey. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I have a question that I've been wanting to ask someone since I was about 4. So here we go. So Mary Magdalene, right? So she's always worked for me. So I just want to know if I'm deluded or not. But anyway, rumor has it, or some New Age books say, that she married Jesus, whether or not he existed or not, and moved to the south of France, had children, came to England. So I would just love it if you could kind of tune in and see if she's real and if that's true and what she's got to say. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Okay, Mary Magdalene. Okay, I'll just tell you what I'm seeing and experiencing. So I've actually gone into the sort of high energies. And so if you look at Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and you see the masculine and the feminine, and both of them, even though dampened down, the story is actually to enlighten people. And if you put that, so you've got the two people, but then if you put that onto Earth, Mother Gaia, she is here to help people. The original, like how it's meant to be, how it is that we come to Earth to enlighten, and that the physical body is also representing of the masculine energy, the minds of who we are, that we get passed along the generations, and the feminine is the heart of Gaia. So the two coming together. And to enlighten. And then I see that the crucifix, the mental mind gets destroyed, the masculine gets destroyed, it gets because it's speaking from the heart, the enlightenment. And then so what the Watchers, what the reptilians had done to the human beings, because you live on a planet that carries enlightenment, the oneness, the connections of oneself. And so the enlightenment that is in with the Gaia, then people can walk that, and then you have the guides, the teachers, to help others to reach the enlightenment. And therefore the stories of Jesus and Mary Magdalene is like a print of what's happened to people here on earth, of people come in to help enlighten others, and then they get crucified. But is the story real? Yes, but not in the way. It's the story of what they've done. It's yes and no, because the story overall is symbolic to what they've done to the mental mind. They tried to destroy the mental mind of the individuals here on planet Earth, and the female runs off in fear of who she is, not knowing it's the separation of the masculine and the feminine. Therefore, was there a lady called Mary Magdalene? No, it was a story, but it was a representation of what they were doing to the masculine and the feminine here on earth. So no, that makes sense.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. That really makes so much sense to me. That was just gorgeous. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Super welcome. Okay, I'll just do one more. Eugenie.
Hiya.
Hiya.
I'm in bed, but I'll put my camera on.
Okay. It's late.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I had a couple of questions that I thought I'm gonna go super basic and super simple. Hopefully, you never know anymore. This question is relating to a woman. She's long dead. I'm just curious if she is who she was pretending to be. So they refer to her as Grandma Vanga. Okay, she was Bulgarian, and many people referred to her as a prophet. And she was well known. Politicians from around various countries were visiting her at the time when she was alive. Obviously, she was connecting to some source of information. So I guess my question is, was she for real? Who was she connecting to? And is she a Rebbe, or is she like one of the helpers?
Okay. So was she
Not that
like a
helper.
healer kind of thing? Like a healer, was she?
Of sorts, yeah, but also kind of a telling you the future in a way too.
Okay.
She was well
What's her
popular with
name?
Vanga.
Vanga.
Everybody referred to her as
Vanga.
Grandma Vanga.
And she passed over now.
Long ago. Long dead, but not forgotten by some.
Okay. Okay, let's have a look at her.
Thank you.
Did she have sight problems, eye issues? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, she was blind from a young age.
Okay, I've got the right lady then. She's saying, I believed I was important. That's one layer of it. Through the difficulties of sight, I was unable to. So the information that I see from the heart is coming in from the heart. But also there was a belief in her that she was very important. That comes from the right side, so it's been placed there by outside of her from early beginnings. it seemed that the not seeing was one of her benefits, because it shut down a lot of the mental side of her brain with perceptions, and so therefore she read a lot from the heart consciousness. So this seems quite a genuine individual, but she keeps taking me to this area of her brain. She's trying to tell me something. I'm just trying to. I'm just going to go a bit higher to figure out. It does feel that she's genuine, like, so that's good. And it was the lack of sight that also helped her, and a fearlessness of her heart. So her heart's really in the body, and she can really, that's really, but there's something weird around this belief that she's trying. I'm just going to go up to her soul level. There is a manipulation that went on with her. The kind of reppies got hold of that, like ego or something along those lines, and in that ego part of her, that I'm important and I've come, but it's not come from a like heart side, it's come from a negative side. It kind of blinded her. And they kind of funneled through information onto the right side of her. So when she got insecure, it didn't feel important, and this came in, and then the ego, they would filter through. So it's like the information, I suspect at the beginning of whenever she started, it was very, very good. But then when the ego got in, then other information, mental information got entwined in it, which made it like didn't know what's true or what's not true kind of thing. Yeah.
Makes sense. I kind of had my guess, but it does make sense, because I do agree with certain bits she did say, but I don't agree with everything. So it makes sense what you say.
Okay.
So
cool.
Good times. Happy days.
Yeah. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for all the questions. It seems to be lots of people can come on a Sunday, so I might change it to a Sunday. Okay, so I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time, and yeah, hopefully we'll see all the benefits next week. We'll see what happens. Okay, big hugs to everybody, and you take care. I'll see you soon. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Becky.